How you doing? My name is James Clem. I love chairside CAD/CAM. In fact, you hear that noise right now? That's my milling unit in action. But I want to talk over that noise. I want to talk about my favorite stain and glazes in office. There's two of them. Number one is Cervical. I love this stain and glaze. It works like a paste. It spreads really well. The colors are vibrant. My other stain and glaze is Mio, which I really love for creating unique incisal edges. However, that takes more time to use. So when I'm in my clinical theater and I'm wanting to get a procedure done in a very efficient amount of time, I'm going to use Cervical. Chairside, in my clinical theater, Cervical is the most proficient system to fire. It has a very short firing cycle. There are other reasons why I prefer Cervical. Number one is it has a glaze paste, and then we have these essence characterizing colors that we can mix into a paste. As a paste, when you're applying the colors, it's very smooth. It's like applying cream. You can apply it very smoothly. It doesn't blotch. It's a really simple system to use. In fact, I use it in my teaching, and when I take someone into this system, they're amazed at how proficient and how professional it looks. And that's what I find in my clinical theater. Now, I use it even for pre-crystallized addition onto my Emacs. Though Cervical doesn't recommend that, I've never seen a problem using it for the last few years. So it's my main system when I'm doing same day restoration. So let's go ahead and get into the technique video. Here we're going to be applying Cervical to a one-piece Emacs implant restoration. You'll see how proficient it is to apply the technique that we use, and also with one firing, take a look at those cervical areas. You'll see a nice gradation of that rich cervical chroma. That's why I like Cervical. It's really predictable to use. And what you see in the pre-fired state is what you're going to see once it's fired. And that's really nice to have that predictability.
Object Fix comes in handy even for stain and glaze. We're going to use the die pen again. We're using it as a holding device. Cervical glaze paste, I love it. We want to use that liquid, mix it so it's like thick latex. Our goal here is to paint on the glaze without seeing the brush strokes remaining. If you see the brush strokes remaining, it's a little too thick. Our objective at this state is not to place the glaze subgingival. That zone on this implant crown prosthesis will be just polished. We're keeping the glaze in the supragingival zone of that ceramic and on the occlusal surface. Our next step is to add color in the cervical zone. We're going to use the liquid and mix it in the paste of the shade Denton 02. That's an A2 shade. We're going to surface mix that in the depths of the groove. That's where the Denton will shine through. The enamel's a little thinner in those areas. Since this is LT, we're going to do more coloring than usual. We'll load the brush again down to the gingival zone. We're going to surface mix in that A2 and feather it into the mid-body. That avoids blotching and will provide a nice natural gradation. So the A2 color is our base color. We're going to clean the brush with water on a 2x2 until we see no further color, then we're ready to go to our next shade. A favorite essence color is anthracite. We want to mix it to a paste consistency like the other pastes. Once it's mixed like this, it will remain nice and wet in the paste form when it's under a covered mixing tray. Notice we added some more powder. It was a little too wet. We want that to be a nice paste so it strings up with your instrument. There we go. That looks great. Now we're going to add some liquid to our brush. and apply it to that cusp tip. That will give the illusion of translucency. This is an LT, so we got to tone it down. Bring the value down on those cusp tips. You can see it works really well when we're adding these essence colors into a glaze paste. Makes a nice coloring palette right there on your ceramic. Clean the brush. We're going to add some cream. Cream in this Avicolor setup is high value. I like it better than white. White's way too intense. We'll use that for special characteristics. A little cream on those cusp tips will add just a little high value right on that cusp tip and really bring that ceramic to life. Our next step is to take some espresso, just the powder, on the end of a 15 file. Dampen the file in the long life liquid first, and it will pick up those powders and allow you to refine the application of these brown colors. The secret is to add the brown color and remove and refine. That's a little too thick, not a problem. We'll scribe with the end of the 15 file, and then we'll come back with a brush, double zero brush works really well, and remove the excess. So in the case of brown, it's better to add and remove and refine. That works really well. And then with our white accent, the essence color, we'll add some hypocalcification when indicated. It's always good to add the white into a glaze layer so it holds up like egg yolk and egg white. Now on the end of a 15 file, the white can be scribed to create other characteristics such as horizontal or vertical white lines. Just pick up a little bit on the end of that file and scribe it. That's a nice way to provide white characteristics. It needs to be embedded into a wet glaze layer, and it works really well. Once the colors have been added to the satisfaction for the case, you're ready to fire. All the colors are added with just one firing. And then we're ready for finish. We'll go back and polish that sub-gingival area, starting with the blue luster twist polisher. Make it nice and clean. The next polishing luster is the pink. This is more high luster. And the final luster twist polisher, the yellow, is the highest gloss. Sub-gingivally, we want that surface to be really smooth. Once the cervical zone is polished really smooth with the lusters, we're going to go ahead and finish the supergingival zone, superficial gloss finishing, with Zircon Bright. I love this polishing paste. You'll see the website to order it through on the screen right now. With the stiff Robinson wheel, it will allow you to polish in the luster you so desire. In most of my cases, I like more of a matte finish with my glaze, particularly anteriorly, and then we polish in the luster, maintaining surface texture that we so desire, neutralizing surface texture. It's always better to neutralize surface texture. Easier than doing that than adding it back to a final glazed surface. The Zircon Bright will work really well for you. It's very efficient. It's very rapid. I use it on most of my ceramics. I use it on zirconia as well. It's very efficient with its polishing characteristics. And there we have it. Restoration ready to go. Once it's clean, we'll seat it in the mouth, check the occlusion, and celebrate the joy of these beautiful restorations with great tools and supports. We can really do a good job.